Welcome into the conversation for today. Today's 500 seconds of the blockchain of resilience. The open journal, the public ledger, for you to consider, take some snippets, put into your daily diary or journal or your own open ledger, or put it in the to be deleted part of your ledger. Something you won't do that I'm talking about doing here today. But at any rate, I hope that what I'm offering to you today is just, observation, a personal observation that I'm sharing with you from the experiences that I have received that I hope help you. In no way do I want to detract or distract you from your own confirmed journey. So certainly I have no intention of making your life more difficult. I hope what I offer to you is something that can be used as, if nothing else, a buoy, a guidepost, a signpost that maybe helps you to not go somewhere or helps you to proceed more carefully on your journey. Today's topic is called God's Surprise. God's Surprise. And really, what is God's surprise? It's just another question that I'm offering to you in this podcast, this series. Because as I mentioned to you, I don't profess to provide you answers, but I do want to help you to ask those questions, those sincere, curious, original questions. Because as I said, my proposition to you is when you do that, those kind of questions contain the answers that you are forming. No, it won't be a to B kind of, question answer or X to Y, but a properly formulated and sincere, curious question will guide you or lead you or present to you the answer you're looking for. So for some context on this God surprise discussion today, really that was inspired by that book I mentioned before, The 3 Magic Words by Mr. U.S. Anderson. So when I mentioned the creator, God, Buddha, universal, subconscious mind, however you want to call it, I'm talking about or raising the issue about who created you and who created all around you. Who created me and everything around me? I didn't do it. Yeah, I bought that cup, that pot and pan, that phone. I didn't create anything. It was provided to me. The question is, from me to you, and for us to ask it as in unison, what do we do with all this creation? I observe that we should discover, become aware of our unique gifts, our talents, our purpose, our message, and for me, my voice. Your defined beauty. What drives you? What is your desire to produce in your presence? Wherever you are, and regardless of what you think you know or what you have forgotten. And when you make that progress on your journey, when you produce something new to you, when you produce something that's new to you that day, that moment, does it ever surprise you? Let me say that again. When you make progress on your journey, and then you produce something that appears as new to you that day, that moment, that night, does that ever surprise you of the success, of the missed opportunity, or of the result? Just think about that. What you do, does it ever surprise you? So let's stay on the yes, positive love mantra for a minute. When you execute that perfect second shot onto a par 5 green in golf, for example. How about this example? When you make a stellar business presentation, totally off script, but you're ahead of the questions in the crowd and knocking them down one by one without breaking a sweat. How about when you walk into a room and everyone wants to talk to you? In all of those scenarios I just ran down, you had an intent on being there, maybe with an idea or an objective in your mind and in your heart. But would any of those unexpected experiences surprise you? For me, they do. Nothing that I do, I will submit to you, nothing we do goes as planned or on script ever. Yeah, that thing about fate keeps coming back in these conversations about where we are and where we're going. But it's worth mentioning and referencing even today. I know that when you say that thing about fate, it kind of infers that we're on this path of a programmed journey. But that could be true. However, if you're like me, we don't get the read-aheads or the memos on that handbook of this journey. We're kind of like getting it as it's unfolding in front of us. As a short sidebar, even though the title of this episode today is God's Surprise, I actually don't like surprises. I love to provide them and give them, but I don't so much enjoy receiving them. I don't know, call me crazy. But probably my default mechanism is to not want good or bad surprises. So I default to no surprises on my surprise-o-meter for getting them. Certainly, I only seek to provide good surprises to those that I give them to. I guess I don't anticipate that similar intent from others. Maybe just as an ego mindset for me that I don't trust surprises that come out of nowhere. I got to work on that. Okay, back to the main message here. So certainly, the Creator, the God, the Buddha, the Allah, the universal subconscious mind, He does know and sees all ahead of us, all behind us, currently, all ahead of us. Remember, He is the main pilot on your frame. He's the main pilot on this frame. But I just wonder if He Himself allows Himself to be surprised by His vast and complete creations like you and I. He is the God, and we represent Him and His likeness and capability. If I can surprise myself as God, a very small, humble one at best, do you find it reasonable to observe that maybe we sometimes surprise Him, the God, with our resilience? I just wonder, do we provide God with a surprise by how we produce from what He has created for us? Don't know. But I'll leave you with that question, and maybe we'll talk about it when we do meet. Until then, stay current. What time is it? It is always 8:20.